Hey, welcome back to Authentically Yours, Patricia, and I'm Patricia. Thank you for coming back. If you're returning, if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm not going to do the intro today about what my channel is about. You can check out my other videos because we are in the middle of a marriage series called 15 Years of Marriage, 15 Lessons, 15 Mistakes, 15 Regrets, 15 Things I Wish I Knew, 15 Whatevers. We are in that series, and I just want to jump right in so I can just help somebody not make the same mistakes I made. So last video was lesson number 1. Today we're going to bundle up. Today's going to be lesson number 2 and lesson number 3, right? It's going to be a bundle. So lesson number 2 is don't lose yourself. Don't lose yourself. Lesson number 3, don't people please. Don't people please. So for me, these 2 lessons are one and the same. They might be different for you, but for me, they're one and the same. And you're going to see why when I share my life examples. So again, if you're new or if you forgot, if you're returning, my husband and I have been married 15 years, a little bit shaky marriage right now, going to be 16 years, God willing, right? So before getting married, I was out there doing all kinds of things, right? What I mean by that is I was a world traveler. I've been to over 15, maybe even 20 countries, right? I was, always doing something, whether I went out skiing for the weekend or whether I was bowling or skating or, doing some kind of adventure or hiking or mountain biking or all kinds of different things that I wanted to do, hanging out with friends and going out to eat and things of that nature. That was my life before marriage, right? And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being, exploring the world, if you will, right? I enjoyed doing that with people that I enjoyed their company. So, I never thought to ask my husband when we were dating. I asked him all kinds of different questions, but I never asked about that particular component. I just, in my little brain, made the assumption when I get married, I'm going to continue to do these things. Well, why the hell not? Right? Never thought to ask if the person I was dating was into those things as well. I asked about some other stuff, right? Of course, our faith, those, key things, but I didn't see how that part of me was also a key component that shaped who I was, right? So I never thought to do that. So now I'm married to my husband, right? And let me just put a little sidebar in here because I don't know if my husband will ever appear on this channel or not because I don't know the direction that this channel will go. But my husband and I'm 10 years and change older than my husband, and my husband and I are not the same race. So that's going to be a key role into what I'm talking about today, all right? Not people pleasing, now losing yourself, right? So again, I was a world traveler coming into marriage now. I found myself just immediately, no one taught me this. I just started winging it, doing things on my own because I didn't have any healthy marriage examples around me. My parents were still married, but their marriage has been toxic my whole life. So I didn't have any examples around me to tell me, to train me, to help me. Hey, don't do this or do this. It'd be better if you did that. So a kind of a mentor, if you will. I didn't have that. Even though I was going to church, I still didn't have that from my church, right? So now I'm in my marriage, and one of the things that my in-laws and my spouse love to do, nothing's wrong with it, but it's not something that I did, right? They love to gather together to watch movies. And to my taste, it was too much, right? They also love to get together to have family functions. Nothing's wrong with that. Those are all good things. But again, to my taste, it was too much. But because I wanted to impress, I wanted them to like me, I felt that they did not like me. We'll probably get into that in subsequent videos. I don't know. But from the very beginning, I felt that they were not pleased with my race and not pleased with my age, with the age gap, right? So because of that, and maybe some other factors, I felt, well, I can't change the color of my skin. Can't change my age. So then let me just become enmeshed in everything that y'all are doing, right? And that's what I did. So it felt like every weekend. It probably was every weekend. Every weekend there was something, always a gathering, always a function, always something that I felt that my attendance was always required. Now, somebody's watching this and like, girl, you didn't have to go. You should have just stayed home, or you should have just did this. And you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. I should have done that, but I didn't do that. I didn't. I took my behind right on over to those family functions. I went to all the functions. I don't even remember missing one, right? I did all of that. They love to get together to, watch movies and snuggle together and things like that. Did all that, right? And then I found myself just slowly like sinking throughout the years, right? Like, who am I? Who is this woman? Who have I become? Where's the world traveler? Where's the one that hung out with friends and did all the fun stuff? My friends, they were so gracious, and maybe they were too gracious. I don't know what they were, but no one said anything to me like, hey, Patricia, wow, what happened to you? Maybe they should have said that. But maybe we were all confused because none of my friends that I had at the time had any healthy, marriages to coach us along the way, to show us what to do. So maybe my friends thought I was doing the right thing in marriage, but I wasn't. Because I wasn't being true to myself. I wasn't being authentic, and I found myself dying inside, just dying, becoming enmeshed with my in-laws and my husband's way of doing things, becoming enmeshed, with my in-laws and my husband's way of, seeing things and perspectives and doing life, and just trying so hard to please them, for them to like me. And again, from my perspective, to no avail. To no avail. And it's like, now at this point, I'm like, damn, if you're not going to like me, I wasted all that time. I should have just been me. I should have just been me. And then that way, you wouldn't have liked me anyway. But I would have been happy. I would have been fulfilled. And maybe my marriage would be better. Because if you're thinking about it, I'm succumbing to this way of being and this way of living for people. And now my husband is not even getting the authentic, real version of the woman that he married. He's getting a woman who's trying to please in-laws or trying to please him, right? That just came to me. That was a deep revelation right there. I hope that helps somebody. If it didn't, it sure helped me. Oh, come on, God. That was good. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do with these lessons, is to help someone with your future, with your present, with your journey, so that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. And then you wake up at 48 years old and you're like, wow, why did I do that? Why did I do that when it didn't amount to anything for my life? Right? So that's what I'm trying to do. So just to recap, lesson number 2 and number 3, don't people please and don't lose yourself. You're free to be who you are, who God created you to be, the best version of yourself. And that's the version that your spouse or your future spouse is falling in love with, going to fall in love with, is falling in love with, And that's the version of you that you need to be, right? If someone is not going to like you, they're not going to like you. Because I could have been the same race as my spouse and the same age. And if they weren't going to like me, they're not going to like me, period. Doesn't matter, right? So that's the lesson for today. Don't lose yourself. Don't people please. Stay tuned for subsequent messages and lessons in this 15 years, 15 lessons that I've learned. Stay tuned on Authentically Yours. Thank you again for stopping by, and I hope this helps somebody. See you on the next one. Bye.